What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? In this video, we're going to be talking about how to scale to hit your Valentine's push goals. The very first thing that you need to understand is you're going to need to spend in direct proportion to the return on ad spend that you have in order to hit your goals. Okay, so if you're trying to hit $20,000 days, for example, you're going to have to spend $10,000 a day at a 2 ROAS, right? So what does that mean? That means you need to find more places to spend money. Okay, so Valentine's Day is super gifting focused. So my biggest recommendation to everybody is to find new Valentine's Day gifting creative. I think that's an absolute must, and there's many different demographics and sub demos that you can identify and that you can sell to. And I'm gonna throw some bones at you. So boyfriends gifting to girlfriends. It is the peak love gifting season of the year, and girls are expecting their guys to get them a gift, and guys are going to be shopping for gifts. So if you can angle your product as something that their girlfriend wants, and you can speak directly to these men, you can convince them to go buy said product for their girl. And this is a great period to do so. There's a lot of intent for it. Same thing goes for husbands buying for their wives, right? So calling out these husbands directly at the beginning of the video, identifying new creative that does this, that convinces these men to buy gifts for their girls. I think that's an absolute must. There's other ones you can certainly try. Moms buying gifts for their daughters. Pet owner, well, this is something we're doing. We're doing pet owners buying a gift with their pet being their Valentine, right? So targeting single people too, right? Just channeling different narratives that are going to enable you to sell to different groups of people by convincing them that this time of the year they need to spend their money, okay? Like that's what we're doing. So identifying new creative to do this, I think, is super important. I'm gonna show you a super easy way to test creative here. This is something that I've been doing for a while now, and it's still my favorite method, which is an ABO creative testing campaign. It's super simple. I do all of these tests with Advantage Plus targeting. We can go through one here. This is a recent test. You can see we're spending currently about $285 a day. Now, I would recommend that the budget that you start your ad sets on is right around your target cost per acquisition. So if you're trying to get customers at $35 per customer, right, paying to acquire said customer, you want to start that budget at about $35. And that's a nice, easy way to approach it. What's going to happen is that's going to spend money, and you're going to want to give it at least 5 to 7 days before you look at it and you're like, okay, is it making money? Is it losing money? If it's making money, here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to want to go and you're going to want to increase the budget so you can identify if this creative can scale. That is extremely important. So I'm going to show you a good example here. You can see our spend on this creative that we're looking at here. What did it do? It went up over time. We started by spending $35, and now we're spending $280, right? Or whatever we're at today. And check this out. Now, if we go and take a look at our cost per result, or our CPA, and we look at that, what is that doing? That is essentially staying the same, right? We're kind of building this, we're bouncing a little bit, but we're building this middle ground that's super acceptable at about a $29 blended cost per purchase, which is great for me. So what are we looking for? Again, we're looking for the fact that you can increase the budget, and the second thing we're looking for is that cost per acquisition stays roughly the same. If you see those things, that's a green light that creative can scale, and that's going to bring us to the next topic that we're going to talk about, which is how to scale these creatives that you're identifying to work. Cool. So there's many ways to scale it. One of my favorite that we're just tying in right here is to scale it where it lies. You can see how this is kind of going up as time goes on. I'm going to show you a few more examples. If we take a look at, let's look at this creative right here. Check this out. Same exact thing. We have during this period, let's go to this period here. So check this out. We're increasing budget. Budget started $35 a day, very quickly went up, and I continued to bring this base up into $600 a day. So I'm directly scaling this from $35 a day. We're up now to $600 a day. And look at what we're looking for. We're looking for that beautiful cost per acquisition to be staying roughly the same, or in this case, it even decreased, which is super bullish that this creative can scale. Okay, so again, first scaling method, we already talked about testing, is going to be directly increasing the budgets where it lies. I like to typically increase this about 20% per day where you're seeing performance. Let's just say performance jumps off a cliff. Don't touch it. Let it learn. Give it a few days to breathe. If it comes back, you can then continue scaling it. That's a really easy, nice and easy approach. 20% daily. I've been liking that. Cool. So that's one very valid method to scale with. The second method to scale with is going to be with ASC campaigns. Now, after you identify a group of creatives that's really working well for you, you can start to consolidate these and to scale these. If we take a look at, let's go ahead and look at this campaign right here. So this is an ASC campaign, very simple to set up. Again, this is like a bare ASC campaign, very easy. Sales, continue. Then when it pops up to select between manual or ASC, you select ASC. If it wants to do it now, and then you're just going to, so Advantage plus shopping campaign, you hit continue. And essentially what I'm doing, I'm going to show you the setup for this as well. All of this stays on default. I just go for website instead of website and shop. All this stays for default, plugin pixel. All this stays default. Budget, I'm typically starting these scaling campaigns anywhere from 200 to 500 a day if we're trying to push more budget to them. And then on the actual ad side, hear me out, we're relaunching inside of a flexible ad format. So it's going to be manual upload, flexible ad format, and then we're going to be absolutely stacking these with our top creative. Cool. So I'm going to go disregard that draft, and then we're going to go ahead and take a look at one of these to give you a little bit of a better idea. So we could see here this creative that we tested and that has been working recently. We're scaling, right? And it actually has taken pretty much all of the ad spend from this campaign just because it's a new winner. That's what inside of the gift, using the gifting angle, channeling gifting desires to speak to a target demographic, and it's working really well during this period. An example of how this is set up with the flexible, since I know you're probably wondering, is going to be, again, having it be a flexible and just stacking this. You can see this is a group of 10. You can go as far as creating 3 groups of 10, which allows you to stack up to 30 creatives per flexible. Now, if you want a cherry on top with this strategy, max out the primary text, max out the headlines, and send your traffic to a landing page that is Valentine's Day specific. What does a landing page like this look like? This is an example. And you can see it's simply showcasing product. It's telling people to craft a gift you'll never forget. What is this doing? Emphasizing the gifting angle. And you click on the button, it goes directly to the product page. Cool. Before we get into talking about how to scale with bid ladders, I did want to make an announcement that this is going to be the last time I'm publicly offering a one-on-one mentorship for $200 a month. You can grab that grandfathered in price right now, keep it forever. This is direct one-on-one feedback from myself and other founders. We do deep work together. There's a Discord server. There's also a bunch of premium content on the live streaming platform that I'm building here for e-commerce. So if you want to scale with me and other brand owners, this is your last chance at the current price. You can learn more at ecom.live/pricing. Cool. What's going on, guys? Moving on, let's go and talk about bid ladders. So my other favorite style of scaling here is to create a bid ladder and identify a bid that you can lucratively scale with. Now, this is going to be, I'll just show you how to build this. It's very simple. We're essentially going and creating a CBO campaign. So I'll go through the settings here. CBO, you start the budget. This is a more aggressive scaling campaign. So I'm starting the budget at about $1,000 to $2,000 a day. Everything else here stays the same. And now we're going to hop in the ad set and talk about that. So what you're going to want to do is utilize broad targeting, not Advantage Plus targeting. So we're not going to do the Advantage Plus audience. We're instead going to hit the use original audience and then leave everything broad and just narrow it down by the demographic you're speaking to with the creatives. For this example, we're talking to men to buy for girls. So 18 to 44, and I'm targeting men. And that's the settings, right? Like it's very simple on the ad set side. And then on the actual ad side, we're taking our top creative, top post ID that we're scaling, and we're putting it inside of here. Again, we just hit the change post, grab the post ID. If you don't know how to do that, it's super simple. I'll go ahead and demonstrate this for those that don't know how to do it. You simply go to the ad that you want to grab the post ID for. Let's pretend it's this one here. You select it, you hit preview, you hit this little share thing, you hit Facebook post with comments, and then you're gonna see at the top here, you see the date, you wanna hit the date, and then you're gonna wanna go and copy this ID right here. So if you copy that ID, and now you go over to wherever you wanna put that, I'm gonna go ahead and just showcase, I'm gonna go ahead and showcase on a duplicate ad here, and you're gonna wanna just go down here to change post, you're gonna wanna enter that post ID, you hit enter, and you're gonna see it's gonna say use recommended post ID. You click on that, and then you have it here. You click on that, you click continue, and this is now gonna let you run to the same post, which can allow you to stack up a lot of engagement, and that works really well for scale. Cool. So the last method of scaling, hold up, let me think. Is there anything for bid ladders that I wanted to say? Oh, we didn't finish bid ladders, sorry. Okay, so for bid ladders, you're gonna have, that's gonna be the structure in terms of ad set and creative. Now, in terms of how you're gonna wanna approach this, in terms of setting up for it to be a bid, you're gonna want to make sure, I missed this at the beginning, I'm sorry, that you're gonna wanna make sure that your campaign bid strategy here on the campaign level is set to bid cap. And then you're gonna want to go and enter, you're gonna want on the original ad set that you're creating, you're gonna wanna enter a cap that you wanna start testing with. Now, I would recommend to inflate this a little bit higher than your, like, I would say like $10 higher than your target cost per acquisition. So if you remember before, we were looking around like 35 was my target. And you can see I have these set at like starting at like 45, which is about $10 higher, and then going down about $1 each. These are random, and these are direct duplicates, right? So the only difference between these three ad sets here is the bid that we're putting in here. Everything else is the same setup, the same ad creative with the post ID that we're running. And what this is gonna do is this is going to be taking this $2,000 a day budget, or whatever you set it to, and it's gonna be testing. It's gonna go and it's gonna look at this bid here, it's gonna look at this bid here, it's gonna look at this bid here. Typically the bid that's the highest is the one that's going to take most of that budget and funnel it in there. You know, that's just what's most likely going to happen. However, this is a great way to identify like a good sweet spot for where you're gonna start spending and where's performance gonna be with the money being funneled around. If we look at the bid ladder here, you can see today it spent most of the budget on the most expensive one, then it spent the second most on the second highest bid, and then it spent the least amount on the lowest bid. So that's typically what you're gonna see, but this is a great way to just squeeze more purchases from a winning ad that's speaking to a demo, narrowing it down by that demo, going broad, establishing a bid you want to scale at, and just ripping the budgets. This is a great way to aggressively scale. You can double, triple these budgets pretty quickly and have that performance stay. Okay, last style of scaling that I want to make sure I touch base on, since I absolutely love it, is audience testing, interest testing, testing different lookalikes. You could see here we're doing some interest testing. Money has oddly always been a really good one for us. You can see there's a bunch of other ones here, and this is super simple to set up. One place that I have a full tutorial on actually how to do this is ecom.live. If you go and you just search up horizontal audience testing, it's a free video that you can watch. And it shows exactly how to set this strategy up with the interests. But yeah, it's working super well, and you can start this off lower budget and increase these to a few $100s a day. As you can imagine, with a bunch of interests, this can be super scalable and super lucrative. Cool. That's what I have for you guys today. Hopefully you find this beneficial and you have a good rest of your Tuesday. Take it easy.